Welcome to Shawn Conrad Unscripted. Real talk about life, hustle, and building the best version of yourself. Let's go.
We represent. Relax your mind if you're extra tense. Catch this bug like Spidey sense and bounce to the beat because it's excellent.
Excellent.
We represent. Relax your mind if you're extra
Public
tense.
service announcement. It's not about perfection. It's about momentum. Okay? I feel like we get caught up in trying to do things perfect. I know I've been a victim of that, like trying to be perfect with my execution, trying to do things in excellence, trying to put forth the effort to do things with excellence. But sometimes you get lost in perfection, and you have to weigh whether it's about the perfection or the momentum. Because check this out, the momentum, the consistency will end up equaling perfection or something close to perfection, right? Because it's habits. I talked about that before. It's habits. It's shooting 1,000 free throws while everybody else on the team is at some party talking to chicks. Or it's the momentum that will take you to where you're trying to get to. Okay? And another thing that ties in is the power of saying no. The power of saying no. What do I mean by that? I tell people who I'm close with, and people know this about me. There'll be Saturday afternoons where the weather is beautiful, beautiful. Everybody's out hanging out, going shopping, getting drinks, getting together. Yo, let's go get something to eat. Let's go watch the game, X, Y, and Z. And I've taken many a Saturday, many a weekend, many a Friday night, and instead have worked on my momentum, right? Just every once in a while, I might tell my friends, hey, I'd love to, but I'm going to catch you next time. I'm going to catch you next time. I just need to knock some things out. Beautiful Saturday afternoon, but I'm grinding. Those are the days where I make the most progress. We're about to do this. We're about to do that. You got to weigh what's going on. If everybody's just going out to get drinks, to act silly and talk about somebody else behind their back or whatever the case may be, versus you learning how to generate another $500 a day, or how to even tap it up a little bit, learn how to make your first $25, or work on a skill that's going to take you to the next level in less than 2 years. Come on, you got to weigh that, right? Go hang out with them next time. Handle your business on this sunny Saturday, right? Handle your business on that Saturday afternoon. And then maybe later Saturday night, you can go out, get yourself something to eat, go get a drink with a friend, whatever. But you got to handle your business. You got to really understand the power of saying no can really elevate you so you can get to where you want quicker. Yeah. So it's truly not about trying to be perfect and getting disappointed if you're not perfect. It's about staying in the race. There's so many people I know from being in late 80s, 90s hip hop, right? There's people that I used to know, we basically were just hanging around, right? Hanging around like, yo, I want to go to the club too. I want to hang out with y'all, right? Just trying to be part of the crew. But they hung around, and many of these people became famous DJs, famous promoters, just from hanging around, just from keeping the momentum going. These people weren't necessarily gifted with lyricism, gifted with DJ tricks, or just gifted, period. These were the people who just hung around, ended up knowing other people, who valued what they knew or what they saw, who got introduced to a position or writing for a magazine, did some voice on a club banger record, they became successful. And it's all about that momentum, right? Or what we would say today, staying in the game, right? Staying in the game. If you're trying to be a content creator, it's about hitting post, hitting post. That's all it's about. It's not about how perfect your video was or how perfectly you edited it or your transitions. Hit post. Hit post. Even if people are saying, "Oh man, that was kind of corny. That was kind of corny but at least they're talking about you." You know, being at top of mind is better than being, you know, out of sight, out of sight. You know, hit post, hit post, keep the momentum going. Because before long, people will start saying, hey, you know, I've seen this person before. This has happened in commercials. You see a corny commercial, some dude is selling something, but you keep seeing it at 2 o'clock in the morning. You keep seeing it. Sometimes you watch it. Same with your stuff. Keep posting because at some point people are going to watch it. People are going to be like, oh, you know, this person, you know, that kind of made sense. At some point, you got to put something out there that makes sense, even if it's not perfect, right? It's going to hit people and make sense, right? So it's all about that momentum, not the perfection, right? And when you combine that with the power of saying no, right, to all those things where people are like quick to jump on it. Oh, let's go do that. Let's go do this. You got to have the strength to say no sometimes. And I've had experiences where, you know, unfortunately, you know, I've had people who have passed away in situations where I've said no, and I didn't even know what I was doing. But I remember years ago, we were hanging out at my friend's house in the basement. Everybody's hanging out. And then we left his house and we're standing out in front of his house. And everybody's like, yo, what you want to go do? What you want to go do? And people in the group was like, let's go walk. Let's go walk towards Fifth Avenue. Let's go hang out. And I remember looking at one of my friends and he was like, nah, I'm just going to chill. And they looked at me and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to chill. Y'all go ahead. I only really said I was going to chill because my friend said he was going to chill, right? Like it wasn't this conscious thing I was doing about the power of saying no. This was years ago. I was young. I didn't go. And the rest of the crew went and they hung out. And I went home. The next day, I'm looking out my bedroom window and I see my friend's older sister across the street walking up the block. And she yells out to me, I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your friend last night. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And she was like, I'm sorry, but he died last night. And I was like, wow. And what happened was, you know, my group of friends, they went and they hung out and they ran into another crew of dudes and something jumped off and my friend got hit in the head with a car jack and he died instantly. And, you know, thank God I wasn't there because, you know, when things like that jump off, what do people do? What do men do? What do guys do? Yo, I got your back. I got your back. Let's do this, right? Everybody wants to be the dude that was hollering the loudest. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, you know, it got into this thing and, you know, stuff jumped off and then my friend was murdered. And wow, you know, I'm like, what? Because my other friend said he's not going. I was like, no, I'm not going. I'm going to chill. Y'all go ahead. I was spared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know what would have happened. If I would have been in danger, I don't know if I would have been able to help my friend. I don't know. But I was kept away from that situation, right? Because I said no. It was one of those times everybody was going to do something, and I said no. So when I talk about the power of saying no right now, I'm really talking about handle your business before you party, before you hang out and have your good time. That's really what I'm talking about. I'm not really talking about avoiding death, but there is power in saying no, right? You don't have to be at every event. You don't have to be at every, yo, we about to go do this. You don't have to. Take care of your business. So when people see you pull up in your new pull up, they're like, oh, when'd you do that? And you could be looking at them like, when y'all were hanging out. Right? This is Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace, in the gym when all these dudes was hanging out, talking to chicks. I remember back in the day when I used to work at Soundtrack. My dude, Busta used to, he would book Soundtrack for like months at a time. And I used to see him in Soundtrack, 9 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. He was in there every day. And 9, 11, 1 a.m., that's when dudes are out hollering, right? Dudes are out trying to get their drink on hollering. And I know for a fact, many nights, sometimes every night, Busta was in the studio working, AKA shooting free throws, right? Getting his Steph Curry on, shooting free throws, shooting 3-pointers, right? That paid off. Half of the artists from that time, they're gone. We would have to like try to remember who was out back then. And Buster's still here, right? He might not be at the top of the game, but he's still here because he put in that work. The power of saying no. I'm sure people were like, yo, Bus, let's go to such and such. All these chicks is in there, blah, 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 da, 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 right? I can tell you Busta was in Studio A. He had that thing booked out for months. For months in there working. I used to see him all the time. And he would say the same thing. Yo, Fresh, I feel you with your Soundtrack engineering job, but the game needs you. And I appreciate him so much for that. You know, trying to get me back in hip hop, trying to keep me going. And who knows what would have happened, you know, but just to put the focus on Busta, that man worked. That man was working when people was hanging out, right? And that's what I'm talking about, the power of saying no. You know, it's about that momentum. He booking out those months of studio time. Half of them songs, there's stuff that I used to edit for them with Rampage, Flip Mode. There's stuff that didn't even come out that I worked on, right? So all the stuff, all the material is not great, but it's about the momentum. It's about the momentum. You know, go in there. If you do 20 things, hopefully 4 of them are dope, right? Work hard, right? 50x what you're doing, and hopefully 10 things are grand slams, right? They're guaranteed to win. That's all you need. All you need is 2 or 3. But do 50. Shoot 50 free throws. Shoot 50. Shoot 100 3-pointers, right? And hopefully in the game, you'll hit 7 of them, right? That's all you need to win. So keep that in mind. Momentum. Don't let people throw you off. Don't let people throw you off because you'll be right back where you are right now. That would be so unfortunate because you'd be saying, man, I could have did this 5 years ago. I could have did this 2 years ago, and you'll be starting over. Don't do that to yourself. Stay focused, knock it out, right? Like Busta did, like I witnessed him do, right? Like Steph Curry does, the work that Kyrie Irving puts in, right? The Kobe Mamba mentality, may he rest in peace. Learn how to say no, like me and my friend did back in the day, you know, because every jump off is not for you. Every jump off is not for you. Let people go have their fun, especially if you're locked into something that you're trying to get accomplished. All right? Until next time. Peace.
What?
Thanks for checking out Shawn Conrad Unscripted.
Don't forget to subscribe, share this with a friend, and follow me at The Life of Shawn C. Until next time, keep building your best life. We represent. Relax your mind if you're extra tense. Catch this bug like Spidey sense and bounce to the beat 'cause it's excellent.